had been no rain for 3 years. Not a drop. The land was cracked and dry, the rivers low, the people desperate. And King Ahab, who had led Israel into the worship of Baal, blamed one man for all of it: Elijah. When they finally came face to face, Ahab had one thing to say: "Is that you, you troubler of Israel?" And Elijah looked at him and said, "I have not troubled Israel. You have, you and your father's family. You have abandoned the Lord's commands and followed the Baals." And then he told the king exactly what was going to happen next. "Gather all Israel," Elijah said. "Bring them to Mount Carmel, and bring the 450 prophets of Baal." Ahab did it. All of Israel, all of the prophets, one mountain, one day. Elijah stood before the people and asked the question that had been hanging over Israel for years. "How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. If Baal is God, follow him." The people said nothing. So Elijah laid out the terms. 2 bulls, 2 altars. The prophets of Baal would prepare one. Elijah would prepare the other. No fire. And whichever God answered by fire, he is God. The people agreed. The prophets of Baal went first. They called on Baal from morning until noon. "Baal, answer us!" Nothing. They danced around the altar. They shouted louder. And at noon, Elijah began to taunt them. "Shout louder! Surely he is a god. Perhaps he is deep in thought, or busy, or traveling. Maybe he is sleeping and must be awakened." So they shouted louder. They slashed themselves with swords and spears until the blood flowed the way their rituals demanded. They continued their frantic prophesying until the time for the evening sacrifice. There was no response. No one answered. No one paid attention. Then Elijah said, "Come here." He rebuilt the altar of the Lord that had been torn down. 12 stones, 1 for each tribe. He dug a trench around it. He arranged the wood and the bull. And then he did something no one expected. "Fill 4 large jars with water and pour it on the offering and on the wood." They did. "Do it again." They did. "Do it a 3rd time." Water ran down the altar, soaked the wood, filled the trench. Everything that could make fire impossible, Elijah made certain was there. At the time of the evening sacrifice, Elijah stepped forward and prayed. "Lord, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known today that you are God in Israel, and that I am your servant, and have done all these things at your command. Answer me, Lord. Answer me, so these people will know that you, Lord, are God." That was all. No dancing, no shouting, no cutting. Just a prayer. The fire of the Lord fell and burned up the sacrifice and the wood and the stones and the soil, and licked up the water in the trench. When all the people saw it, they fell on their faces. "The Lord, He is God. The Lord, He is God." 450 prophets, an entire day, every ritual, every cry, every drop of blood, and nothing. One man, one prayer, 30 seconds, and fire from heaven. Elijah had not won because he was louder. He had not won because he tried harder. He had simply asked the one who could actually answer.